With hours to go before Parliament is suspended, another defeat for the government, with an order to reveal all private messages between advisers about that decision, along with assessments of the damage a no-deal Brexit will cause. Then the leader of the opposition on his feet, opening a debate about whether Boris Johnson will abide by the new law, making him ask the EU to extend the Brexit deadline unless there's a deal.
We are not at war. The Prime Minister seems obsessed with this hyperbole and aggressive language. Surrender, Bill, or do and die.
Corbyn went on to call for healing, not widening divisions in the UK. And these were only the sideshows on a grey Monday in Westminster, with more in store. The expected defeat of a second attempt from the Prime Minister to call an election, due to be followed by the suspension of Parliament for 5 weeks. Earlier, Johnson had been in Dublin trying to talk up the prospects of a Brexit deal. But there was a flat response from his Irish counterpart, Leo Varadkar, who said it will be a Herculean task to get a deal through at this stage. The focus here is on the backstop, the insurance policy to avoid a hard UK-EU border between Northern Ireland and Ireland. Johnson has suggestions on alternatives, but there are no prospects of an agreement right now.
I want to get a deal. Like you, I've looked carefully at no deal. I've assessed its consequences, both for our country and yours. And yes, of course, we could do it. The UK could certainly get through it. But be in no doubt, that outcome would be a failure of statecraft for which we would all be responsible.
The backstop continues to be a critical component of the withdrawal agreement, unless and until alternatives are found. But we are open to alternatives, but they must be realistic ones, legally binding and workable, and we haven't received such proposals to date.
With the suspension of Parliament due late on Monday night, the opposition here has done all it can in the time available to prevent a no-deal Brexit. There's no doubt an election is coming, but short of breaking the law or actually getting a deal, Johnson doesn't look like going to the polls in the time frame he wants. Andrew Simmons, Al Jazeera, Westminster.